then never leave an interview without asking the interviewer questions. Never leave. It shows absolutely that you were unprepared for the interview if you leave an interview session and you have no questions for the interviewer.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Ajadi of the 9 to 5 Blueprint. Welcome to another episode, the final episode of the HR series with Adegboye. Today, for the final, we're wrapping it up with interviewing from the candidate's perspective. Again, interviewing from the candidate's perspective, you as a candidate, or me as a candidate, because. But essentially, what we want to go over is what you should prepare for when you're facing an interview. Thoughts? You can tell he's frustrated as an HR professional.
I'm going to be very honest here. It is so sad to see that. Do you know how difficult it is to get an interview? You know, you're struggling or not. You're competing with hundreds of other candidates out there, and luck smiles on you, and you get an interview, an opportunity to communicate your value proposition, and you do not prepare for the interview. I speak to candidates every day, and I am alarmed, I am surprised, and I feel bad. And many people who don't even take time to prepare adequately for the interview. So in this particular series of this conversation, the focus is on you. Again, telling you that do not do the barest minimum when you're interviewing for a role. I can tell you can be a superstar, but when you're interviewing, we can't see the superstar. We need to hear you. And if you don't prepare for that interview, I'm sorry, I don't give the superstar a shot because it looks like a superstar. I give the superstar a shot because he does things that makes me know that he's a superstar.
Right. So, and he communicates it.
Right. So please prepare for the interview.
Yeah.
Learn about the company. Learn about the mission statement, the vision statement.
Yes.
Now, connect yourself. Remember the story we spoke about in the earlier part of the series? Connect your story to the mission and the vision. That's why you're applying to the company, because they're gonna ask you why you're a good fit for this role. And then you should be able to tell the story, tie that mission, tie that vision, and attach yourself and give it back to them.
Yes. I was having a conversation with Julie, and I told him that when I'm preparing for an interview, it's a process. I've told you guys before, maybe season 1, I prepare my notes, my intro statement, my outro statement, my about me, the answer to the question, tell us about yourself. I've read it in and out. I've read the job requirements in and out. I've read about the company in and out. I've done research about them on LinkedIn, on their website. I read news articles about them. That's just me. I come from a journalism perspective, right? That was my undergrad, but my curiosity, I want to go in feeling comfortable. You only feel comfortable if you know what you're walking into, because the interview can go either way, and you want to make sure that if something comes up, you're able to answer it, you're able to provide some explanation, you're able to communicate succinctly and clearly without fumbling about and no, you want to speak clearly. Yes, I like this company, I followed your financials statement, regardless of whatever you're interviewing for. You want to make sure that you're telling them, I've been following your company, I've been following news about your culture, about different things with your organization, with different people, with the CEOs, with the C-suite people. I know what they're about, what's going on. What else can you add?
It's interesting because Google is free.
Yeah.
Google is free. Literally, type the name of the company and you will see tons of information. And I'll dive a little bit deeper into what you should expect within your interview. There are different categories of questions. There's the intro question, which is, who are you? Tell us about yourself and all that 9 years. And there's the behavioral questions.
Yes.
And there's the situational questions. then never leave an interview without asking the interviewer questions. Never leave. It shows absolutely that you were unprepared for the interview if you leave an interview session and you have no questions for the interviewer. At least have one. At least have one. Prepare for the interview. It is the least that you can do yourself.
Right.
Finding a job is a job. It is not. It is not a piece of cake or cookie. You gotta put in the work.
Yes.
It is so beautiful to work in Google. Have you ever gone through Google's process before? Exactly. I like that laugh. I like that laughter. It's like finding gold.
Yeah.
You gotta go through the process and give value to the process. Don't just skim through the process.
And for the questions that you take to the interview, don't just ask, what's a day? Don't bring those generic questions from Google. Personalize them, okay? Okay, so you told me at the beginning of this interview that you use this software. So in using that, how long does it take you to use that software to process this job, to process this, personalize it, ask specific questions, let them know that you're engaged in that conversation. You want to let them know that you're listening attentively and you've taken in everything that they've communicated to you and you're processing it and giving them asking them questions, And
I'll leave you with this, right? Whenever you're done with that interview and you're going, ending that interview and leaving, ask them this one question with respect to the role. That how will success be measured in this role?
Yes.
Because that's your KPI.
Yes.
That's your key performance indicator right there.
Yes.
How would success be measured in this role? And they'll tell you. And that's what you take home and know that, okay, fine, I'm good with this job. I can do this job because you've heard the key performance indicators.
Yes.
So always ask questions. And there are tons of questions out there that can communicate that you're fully interested in the role and that you're competent enough for the role.
Correct. With that said, prepare is what I always say on this show. You can never be too prepared. If anything, be over prepared, under promise and over deliver.
Right.
Well, it's been a very amazing series with you, Adejuyin. He's provided tons and tons of enlightening information to us. I have my notes, things that I have to brush up on, and make sure that I'm thinking through as I'm looking to move within my organization and even maybe external as well. So that being said, please let us know in the comments what you think and questions that you would ask in an interview and how you typically prepare for your interview. Till next time, stay tuned on 9 to 5. Thank you.